Hey everyone, I am Dr. Mark Lane, and I saw this video and wanted you to take a second and watch it in case you haven't seen it. This is a Tesla car. Notice his hands are not on the wheel at all. His feet are not on the pedals at all. The car is driving itself. And after I saw this, I've been talking about this and doing things on this for years, but this reminded me, and I wanted to share it with you, hence the topic for today, which is, are you becoming obsolete? So that video got me thinking, and I wanted to put this presentation and share it with you today. So when this first became mainstream, it was little stuff. And in particular, there were Roombas. Who likes vacuuming their house? So yeah, you go out and you buy a little robot and the robot vacuums your house. It's not really AI and it's, it does an okay job, but people bought them in droves. Then the next task, if you think around the house, this is a convenience play here, was, man, I really don't like mowing that lawn. So they introduced robotic Roomba type lawnmowers for your lawn. And in each of these instances, how does this impact you as an individual? Not a whole lot. This gives you maybe a little bit more free time or a little bit more satisfaction because there's some menial tasks that you're not having to do. What impact did this have on the job market as a whole and the economy and stuff? Well, you're putting a few people out of jobs, maybe, but these are really low-end workers that are being replaced or displaced by this machinery. So overall, okay, cool, it's a convenience thing. And then it kept going. So now, if you haven't checked it out, go look for the videos on Amazon using robots in their warehouses. Amazon, if you look in this picture right there, that little bitty orange thing down at the bottom there is a robot. It knows what order needs to be filled, and it's going and getting the appropriate racks and bringing it back so that that person can pull the merchandise off, stick it in a box, and send it on its merry way to you. So robots started doing the tasks in warehouses. Makes sense. It's saving the company potentially a lot of money. And now what's the impact on the people, though? Were there people that were going and getting those things potentially? Maybe. Now we start to have a potential impact on the economy, society, jobs, those sorts of things. Then we moved in, or around the same time perhaps, this is Baxter. Baxter is one of my favorite robots. He is a low-cost robot that you show him the task one time and he can replicate it over and over and over again. Perfect for an assembly line kind of thing. Those boring jobs that people aren't real good at, that people don't really want to do. Well, depending upon your cost of your product, it may actually be cheaper to replace those people with machinery to do the same thing. Baxter is one of a new class of robots starting a couple years ago that can do tasks like that. He's not like you see in an automobile manufacturing plant where it's this big giant machine. Baxter can be wheeled from station to station and shown what to do. Now, is he slow? Yeah. But he also is inexpensive, he doesn't get sick, he doesn't take smoke breaks, and has lots of advantages. Is Baxter potentially replacing people on an assembly line? Yes, he for sure is. Now we move into the next class. This little googly-eyed critter is actually going into grocery stores. This is moving into a customer service role. Now if you think about this, this is a whole new category. This is a new class of jobs that we're starting to impact with automation, AI, and technology. This robot is going to be trolling through your stores at Home Depot or at a grocery store, and they're saying they're going to have at least one per store, and this is going to answer questions. So you're going to walk up to this and say, hey, where's this thing at? And it'll be able to tell you. It's also handling roles that people traditionally handled. Next up, we have, this is the Night series security robot. And this is doing security. This is definitely what used to be a people job. This robot, it was quite amusing. It actually fell into the water and killed itself in Washington in one of its early deployments. I assure you they will get better over time. But this doesn't get distracted. It doesn't fall asleep on the job. It doesn't get sick. It's monitoring your surroundings all the time, roaming around your building. Is this more expensive than a person? Maybe in the beginning, but what about all the turnover and the training and all the stuff associated with the physical people that you had to deal with before? Here's yet another class of job opportunities that's being changed. I didn't talk about it in this presentation, but tractor-trailer drivers is another category that's being replaced by Tesla and a whole bunch of other people. That's their end goal, is to actually have mechanized tractor-trailers and cars performing those roles. Here is the CEO from Jack in the Box. His comment was, replacing the people in the restaurant with automated equipment, in particular machinery to make the food, just makes sense. He says, as the minimum wages and as the people clamoring for higher wages for these people, as that continues to progress, it makes more and more sense to replace those people with machinery. So no, you're not getting $25 an hour for flipping burgers in a McDonald's. They're going to replace you with a piece of equipment because they can. So why are they doing this? Keep in mind, most of you as small business owners and as business people in general, you don't have profits in your business. You don't have profits. You have sales and income, and you have expenses. Anything you can do to minimize your long-term expenses, you should and you are going to do. So as the labor cost for your particular industry, for your particular product increases, you will find ways to increase productivity, which frequently means using automation. What types of jobs are not safe from this? Which ones are the most vulnerable? That's something you should be asking yourself. And if it's your company, you should be looking at automation to decrease your expenses. So anything that's commoditized, that Amazon job, that assembly line job, a lot of those things where it's a controlled environment, that's going to be replaced with machinery as the cost of labor continues to go up. So what kinds of jobs will not be impacted as much? Common wisdom says, oh, well, if it's creative, I'll always have a creative job. Or if it's a thinking job, or maybe if it's a white-collar professional job, those are safe. So those are the kinds of things that me as a potential employee, I should focus on, right? Turns out that there's a different kind of automation that's even impacting these industries. And this is more from the computer AI deep learning type side of the equation. The lawyers were recently put to a test. This is amazing. They were given multiple documents, multiple contracts that they had to evaluate and find the problems with these documents. The whole team of lawyers that went through it, they had 85% accuracy on finding the problems. You're like, hey, that's awesome. The lawyers caught 85% of the problems. It took them on average 92 minutes to do that. The trained AI deep learning system that they put it up against had 94% accuracy, and it took 26 seconds. So as the owner of a big legal firm, are you going to be hiring and training lots more people lawyers? Or are you going to be trying to offload some of those tasks onto those automated mechanized systems? They're already replacing paralegals. The system rate for doctors for diagnosing things, that's already underway. Trading, all sorts of other things are being taken over by these types of systems. So what I want you to be thinking of in your career and in your business is what can you do to protect yourself and maybe take advantage of these changes that are coming your way, because they are coming. Now, lest you think that I'm some sort of crackpot person who's saying the sky is falling, Stephen Hawking said the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Elon Musk has been noted to make quotes like that too. So this is important. This is a big potential change that's coming that you need to be aware of. And if you're in the wrong industry, the wrong category, you're going to get replaced or displaced, and you're going to have all sorts of pain coming. If you're on the right side of it, there's lots and lots of opportunities for you. So what can I do? One, innovate. That's something that these systems aren't going to be good at for a long time. You need to be creative. You need to be flexible and agile. And most importantly, the thing that you should always be doing in your business, make sure that you're adding value. There are lots of things that those types of systems aren't going to be good at for a really, really long time. Make sure that you're not in one of those things that's going to get rapidly replaced. If you're a truck driver right now, you better be figuring out how to change your industry and your skill set, because there is a tsunami of change headed your way, and if you don't see it coming, what are you going to do when all of those people get laid off at the same time? So make sure that you're adding value to your industry. That's the way for you to stay ahead. Also be looking for things that can capitalize on this change. Make sure that you take advantage of this and use this as an opportunity to reduce your expenses. Now, are these systems appropriate for all industries? No, absolutely not. There are places and times where these are simply too expensive and people are better, at least for now. So what did we talk about today? We talked about automation and its impact on your potential industry or your potential career. I said, why should we worry about this? Because this is going to have massive financial changes on your field. And what should we do to respond? Be innovative, be creative, and make sure, absolutely sure, that you're adding value in everything that you're doing. That's how you protect your future. That's how you ensure that you're still around when everybody else is not. I'm Dr. Mark Lane. Thank you for your time. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.